Hello guys, I'm back again to do the second little heart, and I'll show you a close-up of the finished one. I just did a lot of straight stitches here, put some colonial knots in the middle, did a lazy daisy stitch on that little one there, even on some of the leaves I did lazy daisy stitch, more colonial knots, colonial French knots you can do, put a little bow on that little button there. I think it looks so cute. I started off doing a bit of a running stitch which ended up becoming a seed stitch, and just a lot of little straight stitches to highlight the colours. And here's the back. I've got this little bit which I am tempted to maybe just put in the middle there, but I don't know, I'll just leave it because you don't really see the back. So we can turn that into a altered paper clip, or put a pin on there and turn it into a brooch. I rather like it. I think it is so pretty, and I had a ball working on it. I think it is so gorgeous. So you can do, like I said, as little or as much as you want. I did a fair bit on it because I just was enjoying it, so I'm going to go as close as I can get when I do this up to show you. And when I was thinking in the kit too that it's going to be a double page, and I'll put this one and the finished one on there so that you can actually see the stitching, and I'll have a coloured photocopy in the kit as well so you can actually see what I've done there. So okay, well, we'll just put that aside here. So cute. Love how it's turned out, and I've done some stitching so that you didn't have to watch me do it, because it was the same as what I did on this one. So I've put the backing on and stitched around there and then there. So I've left it here because I'm going to use that in here like I used it on there. I really love how that is being held down. It's sort of almost, I don't know, it's just only tiny little slip stitches, but they look rather pretty. Could almost stick that up there if you wanted. That might work too, like little leaves. Anyway, okay, so what I'm going to do on this one is once again put some of this on there. Just going to, because it will be held down with the stitches. Okay, and then this is part of the tablecloth, but I might give it a bit more of a frayed look. Some of them, where are we? Here are all the bits and pieces from my kit. Some of them are like that, so if you get a square one, you just sort of, like a rectangle one, how I did it was I put it underneath it and measured it, and you cut that down so those things are up the right way. On this one, mine are the upside down, but that doesn't matter because I'm still going to use it, and I'm going to go along there and do little French knots in there that holds that down. So going to cut this little piece off. There we go, because you won't see that. Oh, and this little piece here too. Then I was hoping be a little bit more fray on the top, but by the time you put everything down you won't see it. Now I just thought this was a part of the I wasn't originally going to use it, but I thought it just goes so well with these, and do a bit of a pistol stitch or something on those. That will look really good. Okay, it's going to be put down. You can put it on the top or underneath, it's up to you. I might put it underneath. Should have thought of that beforehand. And then I'll just do that. There we go. Stick it in. Okay, then what you do with this is I just got the scissors and cut around. You can keep some of the blue in there if you want to. I will probably glue around the edges quite a bit because I want it to sit down. You can tell I am an old journaler because I tend to use glue, but that's okay, it works okay. Now put that on there, that on there. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And then the button on this one is going to go right there. That will put on last. Okay. Get rid of that. What's this? I love the colour that I've used for that, sort of like a pinky red. Okay, so what I'm going to use here might trim off some of that edge. Sticking up a bit. Okay, put these away. Now, yeah, so you just put whatever the fabric or whatever it is underneath it, and see that one happens to be the right way, and then you would draw like that, and then chop off on the top, whether you fray it or whatever it is you want to do. You know, get it to sit in it how you want. Okay, and it doesn't really matter whether it's up the right way or down the wrong way. I happen to have one that's upside down. It still will look rather nice. Now what we will do is I'm going to use this, still got that long piece on there. Use this love how that turned out on there actually. And some of these, that's the same size. I tried to cut out all the small ones. There's 4 that were in the center of the tablecloth that were a little bit smaller, and I think there might be about 4 or 5 that are a little bit bigger. Where are we? I'll show you. Find it. Little bits. So yeah, so these are the center ones, but that would still work. There's 4 of them. Most of them are this size, and then I've got a few that are that little bit bigger because I needed to have it, but it would still work. You would probably maybe cut it there and maybe not have that big leaf, just have the smaller leaf, and then that would tuck in there as well. So they still work. You've got to work with what you've got. So now, okay, I might have a darker one on the bottom. Yep. Yeah, I really do love how this has turned out. It's so pretty. That's sort of like a real shabby chic, and this is more, you know, because the blue and red are more like French provincial colours, I suppose. But they are both beautiful. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to do a pistol stitch, which will be along there like that. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I might make him about that size. It's just really long, and then I'm going to continue to do more French knots in there to maybe 2, I think. So this one's got French knots rather than colonial knots, but they're pretty much the same. 1, 2. And I'll stand up and show you how to do the pistol stitch in a minute. 1, 2. Up. There we go, and one more. Okay. There we go. We're gonna need this. Okay, so we'll go back down again, down over to here. Yep. Okay. So we start at the bottom, then go 1, 2. I think if you watched Anne's thing, it'll show you how you did it. That's the first initial pistol stitch, and then you just do some French knots, or you can do colonial knots, whatever you prefer, but because a pistol stitch is like a French knot, that's what I'm going to do. And once again, because it's a variegated thread, we have change colour. See how that's darker, and then this is a little bit lighter. Okay, 1, 2, buckle my shoe, showing the age. Okay, now, so wondering if I could use, no, I think 3 is probably enough for that one. Then we go back down here. I might do the middle one. 1, 2. So pull it. And then we'll continue doing French knots. So what I'll do with this is continue on with that behind the scenes, and once again you'll see the finished product in the thumbnail, or if you go on my Etsy store you'll see the finished product on there as well. Okay, I might go around here with the red. I think I've already done the stitching, but I think it needs it, just to hold it down. Ugh. Typical. Critical miles ahead, eh? It's called. It is called. It's called on one of the other ones. There we go. Now, So what I'm going to do is on all of those I'll continue to do that, and even though it's upside down, I think it still looks really good by the time we do the stitches of those along there, which I may do now since I've got the red on there. So probably wouldn't hurt to do that. I'll hold that one down and grab this. Okay, see, normally you guys would finish off and you wouldn't have the problem that I'm having with the two threads getting in each other's way. Okay, alright. Yeah, I think it finishes it off a little better. And then it makes sure it's down too, it's not gonna go anywhere. That's better. Oop. See, gotta be so careful. Gotta go up a little higher because it's fraying. And I think this red colour against the white looks rather beautiful. Yep. Probably not a bad thing that I'm doing this before I do that. As you can see, I would have had to have gone over the French knots, so oh, it does get a little tough. There we go. There's a few layers to go through at this stage. Now, okay, and do the last one, coming out through there. I like it. Okay, now I may just finish this off. Because that won't go to waste, I'll use that later. And I think I might finish this off too because it is going to get in the way. I can always start again later. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is get this green. Or maybe have to get another green. No. See, this is sometimes where the DMC comes in handy. because I have got this stuff that doesn't work. Ha! And I thought that was going to be an alright colour, but I think this is going to be a better colour. Yes, even though I prefer using that, sometimes you just got to get the right colour. Now, I might go 3 threads. There we go. There's 6 strands on a DMC. Okay. There we go. I'm sorry, a bit quiet today. Busy concentrating. You can hear my air conditioner whirring in the background, which would be very odd to you guys overseas, because it's a little bit, you know, it's like winter over there, it's summer over here. I might use that. Actually, I'll start in the middle. So we're going to go in the middle, and we're going to do a stem stitch, which is, you come up, then you go down with the first stitch, and then you go next to it on the top. Then you go down and back into the same hole on the bottom. And stem stitches are very good for what it actually says. It's called a stem stitch because you use them for stems. Because I'm going through a few layers, it does make it a little tricky. And probably, if you want to, you don't have to go through all 3 layers, as long as it grabs hold of the wadding, which it will. Okay. Down to the bottom. I've just gotten hold of the wadding underneath, which I think is probably a better thing, especially here because they're going through a few layers now. You can't see a great deal of it on the back, but that's okay. Probably not a bad thing. Makes the back look a little neater. Okay. And then go down. And then I'm going to go underneath and start here. It gets all a bit fray, but that's okay. I don't mind that. So we're going to do stem stitch along the leaves here. Yeah, I'll show you. Going from there to there, and then stem stitch on these leaves just to hold them down. and this is why I prefer the pearl cotton, because as you can see, it does go pull apart. Excuse me. And then when we get to the top, keep going. Hopefully this is, you can actually see it. Often I bring the work close to me and then you don't see it in the camera. Okay. And then we go down, and then back underneath, and then we come out, I don't know, say about here, and I might do a couple of just straight stitches just so I know that it's being held down. Just along here, which gives it that leaf effect anyway. Now I go back that way, then I'll do the stem stitch along there and then do the leaves here. Actually, I might go back up this way. Got to do leaves on those straight stitches on both sides. I want it to be held down, and you'll probably see these ones on that side, see, because that's the part that you can do all the way through, so it's being held down. Okay. Okay, maybe one more. Make sure that we have the thread. Okay. Okay. Got a bit of an idea. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing along there. Now along here, I'll get the red out again. We'll have a look. 28 minutes. Okay, now we're going to get the red out again, and also the pink, and I don't know whether I use that pink or this pink. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'll just put that out there like that, because I will come back to that. If you look at some of these, see, sometimes they're just that little bit different. It's got a bit more of that lighter pink there, which really is this colour. So I'm just going to do just like I did on this one. See how you just did that straight stitches, rather than doing satin stitches where you fill in the big. I think I really like the effect of the little straight stitches. And then I'm going to go and do some yellow French knots on there with probably that colour. Okay. Now I might this is going to do is hold this part down. And really gives it some good texture. Probably can't see it a great deal. It's like when you do black on black. I suppose when you do red on red, you can't see it either. Definitely may go around there with the glue again. And because unlike this one, this really frays, so you would probably have to go around the edges to make sure that it sort of sits down a little bit. Okay, let's see if any glue come out of that. Okay. Probably won't even get to see this red on the red. Okay. Like with other ones that I've shown you over the past on my slow stitching collab, let the picture do the work for you. Now, don't know how well you can see that. This is just where I've done the stitches, so you just follow the guide of the actual picture itself. There we go. And it's sort of a bit like a satin stitch, but not quite that close. And you've got to be careful that you don't prick yourself. There we go. And I may, because on this one, where is it? It's got the pink in here, so I may colour that in with the pink, and I might do the satin stitch on that one, and the same here, but I'll just do just the stripes on there. But like the other one, you will see the finished results in the thumbnail, or if you go onto my Etsy store and have a look on the pictures of the kits. So that's going to go along there, because we're getting a little bit 33 minutes already, so that'll go along there, and I'll decide whether I do a blue bow or not. And on here I'm going to see how I've done the little stitches there. I'm going to do it very similar to like that on there, just catching each little thread, and sort of this one's a little bit more simpler, but still very effective. If you want to, you could probably do a button or something on there. I may even do seed stitch like I did on that one there, and keep some of that red. I like that you can see a bit of the original red underneath it, that's why I don't want to do too much. So yeah, so there you go guys, pistol stitch, French knots along here, seed stitch in around there, and then just straight stitch, some French knots there, and then put your button on. I think that looks rather gorgeous. Very, very sweet. Okay guys, I will catch you in the next video. I hope you really enjoyed creating these two, and you get everything apart from the threads in the kit. So you know, just to get out your DMC or your pearl egg cotton. So yep, I'll catch you in the next video, which would probably be getting close to doing my my fox. Yeah, my fox for March. Okay guys, thank you very much, and I'll catch you later. Bye.